Okay, it's another week, another team training. This is a team prosperity weekly Tuesday training that we do most every week, going through different aspects of our business model, the components of that business model, as well as some other self-development, professional development themes and subjects that we touch upon from time to time. We always like to review what we did last, and this is not going to be last week. This is a couple weeks ago because we had an open come and go meeting where you guys can just come and get help with your business. We do that once about every 6 to 8 weeks. And then it was the July 4th holiday. So the last thing that we actually did that was recorded and put out was a couple weeks ago, and that's how to not sell products, but solve problems and make more money by bringing solutions to the table. And once you guys understand a few things about the business, it becomes a lot easier. Number one, on the partner or the client side, you cannot want something more than somebody wants it for themselves. And number two, you just concentrate on what you control, which is your activity, your energy, and then what are you doing offline and online? Are you pitching? Are you selling? Are you communicating and bringing solutions to the problems for certain personas that will open up your business? Remember, you cannot be everything to everyone. If you try to do that, it's going to be extremely hard. Pick out personas, learn about those personas, find out where they are, draft messages that resonate with that persona, get them raising your hand, build that pipeline, have different communication calls to action within that pipeline, and generate results. So, this week, what we're going to be talking about is one of my favorite parts about the business. I don't necessarily like pitching, selling, recruiting, or doing any of those things. The way I like to build my business is by networking. I love networking because I get to know people, I get to learn about what people do, and it's a very easy um, way to get in front of people and possibly, create leads, create opportunities, create meaningful next conversations or communications. So network to net worth. Contacts equal contracts, as Grant Cardone says. So unlocking growth through powerful conversations. This is about understanding your place, understanding your persona, and understanding your methodology for how you're going to approach this marketplace. The power of networking. So think about networking in terms of the internet. If there were no, underwater sea cables, if there were no routers, modems, all these things, there would be no network, right? So think about every one of those networking opportunities as an opportunity for you to plug into a cable in the network that you're actually trying to build for yourself. So every one of those conversations are important. Now, it doesn't mean that every one of those conversations is going to be meaningful, is going to draft results for your business, but it does have an importance because the consistency of going out and doing this, learning, getting better at networking is going to have a positive ripple effect on your business, regardless of whether or not it turns in near-term results. So remember, your network is going to equal your net worth. So are you increasing your network? And are you increasing your network in a meaningful way, which means that you're inviting people into your network that may, be outside of what you normally do. They may be someone who is a higher professional, a higher status than you. If you upgrade your network, you're going to upgrade your net worth. Get around better quality people and watch what happens to your business and professional development. So the reality check is business, guys, is just about relationships. You can be the best salesperson out there, or you can be the worst salesperson out there. Do you know how to build relationships? Relationships are built through meaningful conversations. And once again, this is not something where you go in with a hidden agenda. Networking is just going out, asking questions, learning about people, showing interest in what they do in order to build interest in what you do. The more quality conversations you have, the more trust you build. And trust is the currency, especially in today's marketplace, that will unlock clients, partners, and growth. The key takeaway to understanding networking is the key that opens the door to opportunity. Not pitching, not cold selling, but a real connection with the right people, showing interest in them, letting them speak, asking them questions, that pyramid of influence that we've been through before. It all relates back together. And when we put all these layers together and we understand the pyramid of influence, we understand networking, we understand personas, we understand communication and conversation, all of a sudden, like I've told you guys so many times before, it becomes a sorting process. And you're just sorting people, getting to the people that you can help, that want to be helped, that have the resources to help. So once again, you are looking at that networking opportunity, that communication, that conversation, that DM, that email, that text, whatever it might be, as another way to plug in, build that network, and really get it going to a place where there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of cycles of communication going on, which will create outcomes. So what networking really is, we want to start by just pulling the curtain back because a lot of people get confused. Many people confuse networking with selling. Let's fix that. Have you ever been on a platform like LinkedIn and you see somebody's post and they go in there and their comment is about their company, their product, their servicing, pitching, selling, recruiting? It feels really off base and it looks terrible and tacky. So networking is not about always getting in front of somebody and selling, pitching, recruiting. We need to drop that mentality and we need to fix that. So what networking is not. Let's start by understanding what networking is by understanding what networking is not. It is not pitching your product at every single opportunity that you have. People are going to get tired of it. It's going to get fatigued, and people are going to just get tired of your presence, your oral, verbal presence, your online presence, whatever it might be. If you're constantly pitching, no matter what, it's not going to work in today's marketplace. Networking is also not collecting as many business cards as possible. Lead generation is important, but networking will create lead generation if you do it the right way. If you're just out collecting contacts, collecting business cards, collecting opt-ins for no real apparent reason, then you're just collecting things. And if you collect things, that's called a hobby. So we don't want to have this a hobby. This is a business. We need to respect that and treat it as a real business. And finally, networking is not posting constantly, hoping people will message you. You know what that's called? That's called being reactive, sitting back, waiting for somebody else to build my business for me. I've got to be proactive. Proactive means going out and making it happen, but not making it happen by violating rule number one, which is pitching the product, which is going out like we talk about, asking questions, showing interest, learning about people, learning about their business, learning about their product so you can interject yourself at the right point, the right time, with the right information to possibly move the conversation from a networking conversation into a lead generation conversation. So now that we know what networking is not, let's talk about what networking is. It's asking the right questions. It's listening carefully, not listening, waiting for your time to speak, but actually listening carefully, writing down important notes, not everything they're saying, but what am I gonna, when it's my turn to talk, what am I gonna highlight? Sometimes I'll write down on a piece of paper and circle it a couple times the key things that I want to talk about when it's my turn. Building a connection based on mutual benefit. Hey, how do we create a win for you, a win for me, and a win for our clients? If we create a win-win-win situation, it's going to be hard for people to say no to learning more, which is the greatest call to action to move the needle down to the next conversation. Learn more. And then networking is also creating value before you make an ask of somebody. So we always want to leave a value proposition, a value-based proposition, even when we're trying to create leads for ourselves. We're trying to leave with education, information, something of value to get the conversation going. Same thing with networking. You got to create value, add value, have the value recognized before you make an ask of that other party. Something's going to happen now. Something might happen later. Do you know what has to happen now? The relationship building, you have to take a long-term view because the sale of the partnership may come later, may not come at all, but the trust starts now. And even if that person that you're directly speaking with doesn't end up doing business in any way with you, they could become a referral partner or they could be a bridge to somebody who actually makes a big impact for you and your business. So understand what you control is what you concentrate on, which is building trust, building rapport, building credibility by learning how to network with people. Why networking is crucial for business growth. You know how much networking costs? it can cost you zero. So when somebody comes in your agency and they say, I don't know how to market, I don't have any money for advertising, can you network? If you can't network, you're not going to be able to build a business because networking can be, the cost of acquisition can be zero. If that turns into more business for you, more referral business, you can see how you can build veins from networking. What's the cost of networking? Little time, little energy, a little appreciation for the actual art of networking and learning how to do it. You want to, and our business plays both sides. So when we play both sides here, you're building a two-sided business. So always understand that the flexibility and the opportunity for you to be fluid in a conversation is always there. You're looking for quality clients. You're looking for quality partners. Sometimes a client can become a partner can become a client. There's a lot of different ways. So don't go into the conversation with one hidden agenda, one way you're trying to steer the conversation. Let the conversation come, let the cards kind of code on the table as they may, and then direct the conversation in the way that's going to get the most meaning and most opportunity to get the conversion for the call to action, which is learn more, pick up this, read this, watch the masterclass, whatever it might be. On the client side, they are more likely, much, much more likely to buy from somebody they know, like, and trust. How do you get that done? Well, you get that done today by what we're doing is networking, but you also get it done by having a decent online presence. That's when somebody tries to look you up, you have some value-based propositions out there, you have some points of authority, you have some online presence. You're not a secret agent, or when they look you up, they find little to nothing of value. They're going to refer others when they've had a great experience. Remember, learn from the early days of Amazon. Amazon was obsessed with the client experience. If you get obsessed with your client experience and always think about, hey, how do I make it better for my clients? Guess what? Your business is going to get better and better and better. Your ability to attract quality candidates on the partner and client side gets better and better and better. And then your ability to spin off things like referral business, user-generated content, reviews, testimonials gets bigger, better, and more prevalent. On the partner side, most of your best teammates will come through personal or extended connections. It's not going to really be a cold market. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible to go out in the cold market and find some great people, but if you learn to network, what does networking do? What sets it up? It's like having a wingman, right? It's like going to be somebody's there to kind of vouch for you. Hey, I talked to this guy, I talked to this lady. This is what they do. I think the two of you should talk. There's probably some synergy there. Warm connections lead to quicker ramp up, better retention, and stronger collaboration. Doesn't have to be your warm market, it can be somebody else's. That affiliation to them through networking can be a strong bridge, buy you a few minutes to get into what? To get in the mission of what you do. What is the mission? It's why you do what you do, and then how you help people like them, like the people they help, whatever direction you're trying to take that conversation. Okay, when done right, networking compounds your efforts. Remember, you're looking through the lens of leverage, whether you're looking at your client side or your partner side. You're teaching your clients how to leverage the same dollar in multiple locations. You're teaching your partners how to leverage all these great tools and things that we have in today's society to build your business. Networking is going to do a number of things to help you create leverage and compound your efforts. It's going to help with referrals if it's done correctly. How do you get referrals? You ask for them. If you don't ask for them, you're not going to get very many. It's also going to help compound your efforts through collaboration. Hey, you do this, I do this. If we work together for the benefit of each other and the client, this is what it would look like. Does it make sense to continue the conversation, learn more, whatever it might be? Reputation building. Oh yeah, I talked to him. I talked to her. He sounds like a great guy. What they do is amazing, really helping people. And then also increase confidence and momentum. When you're in a rhythm, just like any athlete, whether it's a basketball, football, baseball player, they go through times of incredible greatness. They also go through some times of real struggle. Your increased confidence and momentum is going to come through getting in the box, getting out there on the field every single day to network. If you get in the habit of networking continuously, it becomes very, very, very easy to network and sort these people and give value-based propositions about how we can work together, for the benefit of all parties. So who to network with as far as target personas. We've gone into a lot of training about target personas. It's one of the greatest ways to help you not feel so overwhelmed. I'm not going to be able to talk to everybody and try to blend in like a chameleon, but I will be able to talk to this person, or this person continuously. And once I do that, the repetition of it gets me better and better and better at what I do. Client personas to target. I mean, we've gone through this stuff before, but homeowners with debt, parents looking to improve family finances, small business owners needing cash flow or succession plans, professionals with high income but low financial clarity, and kind of spinning their wheels, so to speak. Doctors, lawyers, high income earners needing help with financial planning. So these are the type of people that you want to go after continuously with messages that resonate. If the message isn't resonating with the persona, you've got the wrong message for that persona. You have to go back and fix your messaging till you get that persona raising their hand, and then continue on with that until you get what we call message fatigue, which is not working as well, and then change it again. Partner personas to target. Insurance agents looking to grow or diversify their existing business. Realtors who want more listings, buyers, income. Loan officers who want to sell more loans and make more money. People that are in credit repair. CPAs, financial coaching. These are all people that can plug into our ecosystem, plug into our business model, expand what they're already doing, bring kind of fuel to the fire, bring velocity to what they're already doing, create more streams of income, more asset building opportunities, and once again, going back to the mission, more ways to help the end client, which is something that we should all agree upon that we're trying to do. So here's a pro tip. Some clients will become your best partners. Some partners will become your best clients. Stay open and observant. Once again, don't go in with hidden agendas. Don't place somebody in a certain type of box. Let the conversation unfold. Let the relationship unfold, and you will find out that the relationship part of your business building is your best asset. And when you build solid relationships, people will turn into more than just one thing for you. So we have a blended business. I do all of my business online. I have a 100% virtual business. Some of you guys are doing offline stuff. Now that we're in a couple of years past COVID, things are starting to return back to normalcy with seminars and luncheons and dinners and all of these things. So I want to highlight, and we did a training a few weeks ago on digital, traditional marketing, what each one are, how to do each one, and how to blend them together. So this is where to network online and offline. So your offline opportunities is the same stuff. Local chamber of commerce, business networking breakfasts, school or church community events, parent organizations, sports leagues, volunteer work and fundraisers. If you're at a little league game, guess what? All those parents have the same age kids. I mean, you're grouping together people in a persona by having a child in a sports team with the same ages. Once again, if you go to a church, if you're volunteer, just be open to not pitching, not selling, not recruiting, but networking, learning to ask questions, talk to people, get their opinions, and move the needle of the conversation down into calls to actions like learn more. And then online opportunities, LinkedIn is great to connect with professionals, whether you're looking for clients or partners, whether that be business owners, high income professionals, whatever it might be. Facebook is also a great place to join and contribute in local or industry specific groups. You can target local areas, you can charge industry specific groups, and you can choose to join a group that you want to learn. Maybe you follow a certain sports team. You can turn that group into meaningful networking conversations. Why? Because you and everybody in that group like the same sports team. Learn to talk about things that maybe aren't business related that can bridge into a networking conversation. Instagram, direct message people with engaging with similar content or local influencers. If you're doing all of these things, chances are your business is going to build at a much faster pace than if you're choosing maybe just to do one of these things or two of these things. I'm not saying do the things that you don't want to do or you don't know how to do, but have enough spokes in the wheel of communication where the wheel's starting to turn. Webinars. This is important because a lot of you guys, when I talk to you about webinars, you don't want to run a webinar. You don't want to do all the work to that. You don't want to advertise it. So I flip it. Can you attend a webinar that you're interested in that has something to do with business or professional development, and then follow up with the people on that webinar, people that ran the webinar? This is kind of what we talked about in the LinkedIn conversations. If someone messages me, they want to talk to me about something, if I don't have much lead generation going on, if I don't have much networking going on, my answer to that is going to be yes, because I can get on there and have the chance to talk to them, ask them questions, potentially flip that conversation. So you don't have to run a webinar, just learn how to attend a webinar and then follow up with the attendees or the people who ran the webinar for meaningful conversations and next action steps. And alumni groups, reconnect with old contacts on shared experiences. So offline, online, good blend mix of both. Just go out there and learn how to open your mouth or on the keyboard, type it out, send the messages, talk to people, ask questions, get their opinions, and then back that up with value-based propositions about how to learn more. There's another pro tip. The goal is simple. Just get into conversations, not just collect contacts. Right? This is not a hobby. We're not collecting things. We're getting into conversations. When you put it all together, this is how to effectively network. Step one, start with curiosity. Just ask questions. Everybody should be able to ask a question. If you can't ask a question, you're in trouble in a business like this. We should all be able to ask a question. I kind of relate it to a blind date. If you're nervous about going on a blind date, the only thing you got to do is just learn how to ask questions, get the other party talking. Hey, what's your focus this year? How's business going? What got you in the line of work that you do? What's your biggest financial goal right now? Just questions, guys. Questions do what? They get the other side talking. What does that do? It gets information out. What does that information does? It uncovers or exposes a problem that we can have a solution and an action step for. So understand what you're doing has meaning because you just want to get the other side talking. You don't know what their goals are. You don't know what their problems are. Let them tell you. And then step two, actively listen. Don't just wait to talk. Listen for the pain points, the frustrations, the aspirations, the gaps. And this is where you write it down. If something's real important, circle it a few times so you know when it's your time to talk, how to go back to that point. And it's an important point. Put a star beside it, whatever it is that you want. Don't just listen for your time to talk. Listen for your time to interject in the conversation with solutions. And then interject with value. This is really where it comes to what we specialize in. Share a quick story, tip, or a client result. Hey, one of my clients the other day was in a similar spot and found a great solution through our platform. You'd be surprised how many homeowners are using this system to cancel interest and build wealth. So let them talk, expose problems, interject with value. And then what we're going to do, the right call to action at the right time. If it's a client type contact, hey, I'd love to offer you a free custom savings report, no strings, no obligations, just education. It's the framework and the blueprint for success. Whatever you do with it is up to you. If it's a partner type contact, hey, you might really connect with our business model. Want to check out an interactive presentation that explains it? If somebody doesn't want to learn more, there's nothing that we can do to help them. If somebody is willing to learn, it's going to be hard to stop them. If somebody is unwilling to learn, it's going to be hard to help them. So if people are out there, and this is one of the greatest ways that networking will help you, because you're not paying for those leads, you're not concentrated on trying to close, you're just getting to know people, mastering the art of communication and conversation, and then, like I said, the right call to action at the right time. And your call to action options, whether it be book a discovery call, register for a masterclass or webinar, watch an interactive presentation, grab a free guide, it's going to be learn more. That call to action tests the best. And if you back it up with value, what does the value do? Now it creates the opt-in, it creates the lead for you. So now you've got their contact information and you've gone from a networking conversation to now a lead generation where the next time you talk to them, you've got a specific reason to talk to them. The masterclass, the guide, the presentation. What is it that we did? Now we're learning how to bridge these conversations from networking to lead generation to outcomes. Practices and engagement. So you guys can take this information, forget about it 15, 20 minutes from now, or you can use it for the betterment of yourself and your agency build out. One of the things that you will learn in agency build out, especially in a virtual environment like we have a lot of advantages, but we have some disadvantages because people don't get the kind of feedback they would in an office environment. So when you're building your agency, Or when you're just working with a couple other people, pair up, whether it be physically or in a breakout room, a virtual like Zoom, just meet up. One person is a networker, one is the contact. 2 minutes, initiate and hold a value-based conversation and switch roles. How did each of you guys do? What did you learn? What worked? What felt natural? What felt really forced and pushed? Role play will help you get to the point where you feel confident going out and you're not so scared uh, to network. Networking should not be a scary thing that causes you anxiety. That's just because you haven't done it enough. So it's the unknown, it's the fear factor. You get over that by role playing, get into a comfort zone, and then going out and making it happen. So this is the closing and the action plan coming off today's meeting. This is how you kind of connect it all together. Networking is what's one of the most, I think it's the most powerful ways to grow your client base, partner list, and influence. I love to network. I love to learn about what other people do. And I love to teach other people about what I do. It's in a non-threatening way. It gives you a position of power where you're not forced into having some type of outcome attached to the conversation. And when you detach the outcome, it becomes a lot easier to have these because just a conversation. So here's your weekly networking goals. What you want to do is you want to try to open 3 networking conversations per day. You notice I didn't say 150 to 200 cold calls. We want to make this meaningful, but we also want to make it attainable. So when you attain this stuff, when you start making 3, push it up to 5, then push it up to 7. Start at a foundation, get your foundation built, and then springboard off of that. One follow-up message from a prior contact. Most interactions are going to result in some type of outcome between the 5th and the 7th follow-up. Networking is no different. So just if it's somebody that you guys can work together, can bring meaningful impact into your business, you're going to know that from that conversation. Don't follow up with people from networking conversations just to follow up to have something to do. Follow up with the meaningful ones that you're actually wanting and you're interested in taking to next action steps. And then try to get 1 book call per day from your networking effort. These are small goals that you can try to attain. When you attain those on a consistent basis, you build off of there, increase the numbers, increase the results. You would be extremely surprised, guys, at how many people, especially in financial service industry, that I've heard talk that make a lot of money, talk about that one time. What is that one time? What's a reminder? Don't estimate the power of a single conversation. That one conversation can change your business. If you're not having the conversations, it's not going to change your business. It's expecting to win a jackpot on a slot machine when you're not pulling or pressing the button at all. That one time can change your business, change your financial life, change the trajectory of your business, but you have to be in there all the time to get that one time. So I hope this helps you take away from this training the importance of networking, the value of networking, and the how to of networking.